When Ninjas in Pyjamas got eliminated from the ELEAGUE Atlanta Major qualifier in 2017, a lot of people thought Cologne 2016 would be the last time we'd see NiP at a major. Well, 2 years and a few new players later, NiP just clawed their way out of the qualifiers and plowed through the new Challenger stage 3-0, securing their spot in the Legend stage. Even more impressive is that in their last game, they managed to edge out the #1 team in the world, Astralis, in an insane quadruple overtime battle that people are calling one of the most exciting games of the year. When you look at the games, it comes down to two things: the new players on the team stepping up in the OT, and a brilliant fast-paced style to close out the match. When people talk about this match, the first thing they're going to mention is Lecro's performance, and for good reason. He topped the scoreboard for NiP, putting up an insane 50 frags with a 94.3 ADR and an HLTV rating of 1.40. But don't let this overshadow the contributions of Rez and Dennis. It was all three of the new players on NiP who really carried the team in the OT. 21 of Lecro's frags came in overtime, 22 for Rez, and 23 for Dennis. That's 66 frags for the new guys in OT. When we look at the rounds NiP won in overtime, these three players were responsible for 41 frags. They clearly had a massive impact. But frags aren't everything. There needs to be tactics behind them in order to win rounds. Let's take a look at two brilliant plays on the T side that ended this 54-round marathon. The first came in round 52, where NiP pulls a brilliant A rush. The round starts off with Get Right and Lecro smoking off Connector and Jungle, while everyone else straight up rushes Palace. You can see that Magisk wasn't expecting this, since he gets caught out in the open with a grenade in hand. NiP is going so fast that they take him out before their smokes even pop. From here, Rez plants the bomb so that it can be covered from ramp, and the rest of NiP uses the remaining utility to push the CTs back at Ticket Booth and Jungle. In the retake attempt, Lecro takes out Glaive, who is traded by Device, who in turn is traded out by Force. With 2 players up versus NiP's 4, Astralis are forced to retreat and save their guns. While the actual play wasn't that complicated, the brilliance comes in the timing. We're an hour and 43 minutes into a grueling back and forth game, and NiP hasn't pulled out an A-rush like this, without utility and leading through Palace, since way back in the pistol round. You can tell that Astralis was completely caught off guard when Magisk gets caught out alone on site with a grenade in hand. Now, after winning this round, NiP is on match point with 2 rounds to try and close it out. NiP changes gears after a failed slow default setup in round 53 and closes out the game with another fast-paced play, this time towards B site. It starts off with Dennis and Get Right smoking off top mid and mid window, while everybody else heads into apartments. Once everyone is stacked up in apartments, NiP throws 2 smokes, blocking off catwalk and market window. Before these smokes can pop, Rez smokes off Astralis' molly and rushes through the site. While they're running in, NiP throws flashbangs over apartments into the site. These flashes give Rez the space to secure 2 crucial entry frags, giving NiP the site. Up 5-on-3, and with Market and Cat smoked off, NiP just has to hold angles and wait for the retake. Get Right takes out Glaive and Magisk, while Forrest hits Device with the AWP, securing the match. Despite such a commanding performance in the Challenger stage, the journey isn't over yet for NiP. Sure, they've made a huge statement to the competition that they're not to be taken lightly, but they still have the Legend stage ahead of them, where they'll take on Maus in the first round. Hopefully we'll see NiP's new blood carry this momentum from this Astralis match into the next stage, where they'll look to secure their position in the Legend stage at the next major. Blitz has a new Fortnite channel with tips and tricks to help you crush mobiles and maybe even win. Watch our first video on third-person peeking at the link above.